What is up, guys? Dashing here, bringing you episode 576 of Community Universe Mode and edition number 154 of Friday Night Genesis on this Saturday afternoon. Apologies for not a whole lot of warning as to when I was going live, but I'm here. That's what matters, and we're about to get this show on the road, an action-packed card, as always, guys, to send us off 24 hours away. What is being called the biggest show in CMV history. That is right, tomorrow. Mark your calendar. Set an alarm, because you do not want to miss it. Validation, the battle of the brands. Which show is the superior? We have got a lot of matches right here today. That's going to be featuring brand warfare in preparation for the, final battle tomorrow. And we are kicking things off in such a way as Walter Bolay, guys, makes his main roster debut as he takes on the international champion, Matt Devious. And, it was Bolay with the incredible performance in the Fast Track Battle Royal, lasting over 20 minutes and making 7 eliminations, the most in the entirety of CMV's history. And that was enough for Ken Donahue to give him that spot, replacing Eli Robledo in the cross-brand elimination chamber. So now the machine is going to try to get NG Dub and himself some momentum. And boy, could he do that by taking a chunk out of the hero killer. That's a lot easier said than done. Matt Devious has been unstoppable even since before picking up the International Championship. But in the month and a half that he's actually had the belt, nobody has been able to put a hamper on the villain of CMV. If anybody could, though, maybe one half of the Armbar Society without his tag team partner and good friend Gary Reed, but Bolay could not afford to pass up such a massive opportunity dropped into his lap. Tonight, we're also going to see Braxton Sutter, guys, also inside the chamber, taking on Dante Tatum, the other NGW representative. The NGW Tag Team Champions are here. Black Magic going to take on the World Tag Team Champions, Reese Ortiz and Josh Wolf, ahead of the Triangle Tag Team ladder match tomorrow night, with Fusion's Bastion involved as well. And a main event to remember, first time ever, the team captains of Fusion and Genesis, Percy Simmons, Bob Luger, one-on-one. If you ask me, these two coming face to face, it's like looking in a mirror. They're just so similar. Not only in their looks, but also their in-ring, is how they carry themselves. Matt Devious entering his second elimination chamber. His first wasn't even that long ago, about 6 months now. And, you'll remember it came down to him and Paul Devine. Paul Devine literally had to break this man's knee in order to keep him down and eliminate him. Matt Devious, a hell of a pick to represent Genesis. He wasn't even the first, though. Remember, Chris Andrews originally qualified, but the Bloody Brit no longer with CMV, so Devious taking up the mantle, and he just might be my pick, if I'm being completely honest. He's not the only one with chamber experience. Hayden, representing Fusion, has been in 2 chambers. He lost both of them, though, and I'd say having the experience of stepping into the demonic domain, knowing what it's about, knowing how it can change your career, is going to give Matt Devious and Hayden an edge. But maybe it'll be Walter Bolay, the darkest horse of them all, that will shock the world, as referee James rings the bell, and Devious right out of the gate tries for a rolling heel kick, but that does not go his way, and now going after the back of Walter Bolay's knee. Now, Walter Bolay, if you do not know from NGW, is a brutal... He was banned, Maury, actually. Not going to get into that, though. If you really want to know, then you can message me or something, but break up there. Clean break by referee James. Walter Bolea, as I was saying, from NGW, one half of the Armbar Society. And if that name doesn't give you a big enough hint, he is a deadly submission expert. So many different ways that Bolea can tap you out, and here's one of them. The prime being his Kimura, and Devious has to avoid that. Devious, though, in his CMV history, has been known to slap on a few submissions here and there. When he first debuted, he actually went on a pretty long winning streak thanks to a cross-face chicken wing he was applying at the time. Modified Northern Lights suplex, as now this fight's going to spill to the outside. Taking him for a walk face first off the announce table. Nearly spilt my Mountain Dew. He's going to do it again. Come on, Devious. What did I ever do to you? I'm a big Devious fan. Knee to the midsection. Bolea, though, not just submissions you have to be weary of when you're in the ring with him, because this is a hard-hitting son of a gun. The Machine, he likes to call himself. Back suplex, bringing Devious up off the mat with ease. As now he goes to work on that arm, surely trying to soften it up for the Kimura. As I mentioned, Matt Devious has been on a winning streak since even before capturing the international title at Exodus, defeating Brett Angel. I mean, he also has a win over Paul Devine. That was at Death Wish, and man, the best shape I've ever seen him in. Keep in mind, the winner of the cross-brand elimination chamber not only scores a point for the respective brand guys, but the individual will receive a future world title match. Walter Bolea getting a kick right up under the chin. Validation tomorrow night. So many amazing matches. The card is officially up on the website. If you have not done your predictions yet, go on over and do so. Cross-brand elimination chamber, the Fusion versus Genesis traditional 8-man elimination tag, and the champion of champions triple threat, guys. From Fusion, undisputed champion Andrew Briggs. From NGW, George King. And of course, Pat LaFave representing the Genesis brand. But one of the biggest questions is, will Andrew Briggs show up? Ted Dickens, his mouthpiece, his advocate, says Briggs will be there, but I'm skeptical after what PJ Moon did to the world champion last month. We haven't seen him since. Lateral press after that knee drop only gets a 1 count for the Hero Killer, who's looking to solely the main roster debut of Walter Bolea. Back and forth they go, tit for tat, exchanging reversals. Wheel kick though by Matt Devious. And he's seeming to take the rookie not so seriously. That could be a mistake. Devious is a smart man. I don't know if that was so wise. Feeling as though he's on easy street right now as Bolea gets slingshotted off the ropes and back towards the center of the ring. The international champion now looking to put down Bolea for good with the air raid Siren neckbreaker. That's a move that's beaten the best of them, but apparently Devious isn't content. He wants to send a message to the rest of the chamber match competitors. In doing that, he's given Bolea a window. One half of one of the hottest teams on NGW. Oh! Hangman's neckbreaker on that middle rope, guys. And now Walter Bolea making the same mistake that Devious just did a few minutes ago. Goes low. Devious saw it coming, that veteran instinct helping him out there. And Bolea has fallen right into the trap of the villain. Oh, wait a minute. I think Devious was going for his bicycle knee. Bolea turns it into a side slam. That was an awesome counter. That only gets a 1 count. Bolea's energy wearing thin, and that's not a good sign, especially in the chamber match, guys. That's the kind of match I'd say second to the Royal Rumble where your cardio needs to be at its best. And Bolea looking to outshine the International Champion. The Kimura lock. It's in, guys. Will Devious tap? Or will he get his arm broken? No. Able to escape out of it. And if Devious is able to thwart that maneuver, guys, how much of a chance does Bolay have? That's his ace in the hole. Clothesline with a roll through, tries for the pin, only a 2 count. Kick to the chest, and a full mount now for Bolay, who just starts to unload. And there's some clean elbows, guys. Those are precision strikes by the machine. What a way to open up the show. Walter Bolay, incredibly impressive so far against the International Champion. His power on display right there as he just choke tossed Devious right across the ring. And now Devious having one of his patented meltdowns. He's not very appreciative of the way this match is going, but in the midst of his fit, Bolay takes the helm. Swing out gutbuster down onto the knee. Guys, if Bolay wins this match, it can't be understated. And look at these punches in the corner, one after the other, lighting up Devious like the 4th of July. Grabbing him by the beard as he walks him from the corner. Pendulum backbreaker, not just one, a second time. Bolay to be trying to give Devious an injury, hinder him heading into the chamber in 24 hours time. Backslide driver by the villain. Will it be enough? 1, 2, no, just a 2 count. Such force Bolay kicked out with there that it sent Devious flying back. He's going to go for the air raid solder neckbreaker again. Bolay saw it coming this time. Great reversal. Forearm smash. Rejected. Kick to the midsection. Can he close that distance? Another wheel kick. This commercial break brought to you by Yo Mama. Yeah, okay. Oh. Gotta love Xbox. Back into the midst of things. Matt Devious gonna send Bolay out onto the apron and then just laughs at him. I think it's pretty clear now Matt Devious does not respect Walter Bolay's abilities, and I don't know how. This has been extremely back and forth, and Bolay could take it home. Stun gun, that leaves Devious wide open. Dragged by the arm. Again, just lifts Devious up from the mat like a ragdoll choke toss. I haven't seen Devious manhandled like this. Wait a minute! Bitter end! Bitter end! Can the machine do it when the lights are on bright? Can he bring an end to Devious's winning streak? 1, 2. Oh man, you can't get much closer than that. So close that Bolay is arguing with referee James. He thought it was a 3, but he's got to remain focused. Once again, lining up the shot. If Devious gets caught in the Kimura once more, he could tap, but Devious knows that. Reversal, knee smash, and Bolay is busted wide open. And Devious again laughing maniacally. Bolay is bleeding like a stuffed pig. But there it is, the bicycle knee out of nowhere. 1, 2. Walter Bolay kicking out of Matt Devious's signature bicycle knee. Devious in such shock. Of course, now he's going to start to dig into his bag of dirty tricks. Going low. Doesn't even get a warning. And Bolay taps, guys. Instantly, Walter Bolay forced to tap as Matt Devious slapped on the regal stretch. What a match, and what a turn of events that Walter Bolay was the one forced to tap out in the end. He dug down deep to kick out of the bicycle D-strike, but he had nothing left afterwards. Bolay looking disappointed in himself, but he shouldn't be. An excellent performance in his main roster debut, and he has the chance to come back big time in just 24 hours when these two are inside of the Elimination Chamber together. If you're a betting man, Matt Devious has got to be your guy, though. He's certainly mine. No disrespect to the other 5 competitors. But up next, guys, as announced last week, King of the Ring qualifiers would begin here tonight, and indeed they do. 2 of them. Later on, Doug Thompson and Reese Matthews go one-on-one, but first, the OG Dirty Heels Xander Slate of Click goes one-on-one with the returning Asian sensation, Paul Devine. We haven't seen him or Tim since Exodus, where they lost their tag team qualifier to Chris Andrews and Braxton Sutter. Taking a bit of a breather, but now they have returned. Tim LaFave has his own King of the Ring qualifier next week. He'll go one-on-one with Chris Adams of Click. But after Xander Slate failed to get himself an Outlaw World Championship match, last episode of Genesis in that triple threat elimination match, hoping to get him one of the 8 spots in the King of the Ring tournament, the 6th annual. Xander Slate, Chris Adams, and Randy Orton, of course, along with Bob Luger, will be representing Genesis tomorrow night at Validation against Team Fusion. Percy Simmons, his Control and Anarchy champion, Shay Hoxton, our main event right here tonight. First time ever. It is Mr. CMV Percy Simmons, toe-to-toe with the work ethic Titan Bob Luger. I cannot wait for that match. I can already tell the roof is going to be blowing off this joint. This is far from the first time, guys, that we're going to see Xander Slate and Paul Devine go head-to-head, but it has been over 2 years since the last time they shared a ring against each other. And on that occasion, Xander Slate was the victor. Both men have changed immensely since then, though, and, well, Slate's not coming out alone, flanked by the Moo Moo Man, Randy Orton, and the pretty boy, Chris Adams. I love Xander's suit here, I gotta say. Out in support for their boy. King of the Ring qualifier. The winner of this will get the first of 8 spots, guys. As soon as all 8 spots are filled, the tournament will commence. But Paul Devine isn't coming out alone either, guys. He knows all about Xander Slate and his tricks. His blood brother, old Timmy Boy the Timster himself, at his 6. And it is most certainly great to have Paul Devine and Tim back from their mini vacation. That loss hit them hard. I know that both these guys wanted nothing more than to be at Validation and represent Genesis, but, well, the Bloody Brit and Braxton Sutter had their number at Exodus. The king of the ring, though, could bring one of them back to prominence. Divine, a former 5-time undisputed champion, and a man who was screwed out of an Outworld title shot time after time after time. He won the Elimination Chamber at the end of last season, but he never got his rightful one-on-one title shot after, of course, the tyrant Pat LaFave had his fun with the regime, and again and again and again, through obstacle after obstacle, Divine never could get that chance he's so rightfully earned. Maybe the king of the ring could finally bring to him that championship he so desires. But, I mean, he might have to face his own kin in Timmy Boy there. If Tim defeats Chris Adams next week in their King of the Ring qualifier. Xander Slate goes right after Paul Divine. Irish Whipper to the corner, tries for a back elbow, but Xander Slate sidesteps him. Big old forearm smash, and the OG Dirty Heel off the rope. Bam! Punch across the jaw. Up to his feet, Xander Slate looking for a vertical suplex. Properly executed, textbook. European uppercut, Xander Slate stepping back just a little bit, sliding shin strike by Divine as Tim cheers him on. Ooh, Randy Orton. Now that's a friend, ladies and gentlemen. The man who puts the rising and rising sun gonna thwart a back elbow attempt by Slate and then flips him with a complete shot too. Paul Divine out of the corner, waiting for Xander Slate to get to his feet, but that was a mistake. Clothesline doesn't get all of it, but enough to knock his opponent down. Stomp to the midsection and some more to the lower back. Right to the face with that boot. Hammerlock set up. Xander Slate keeps that arm locked down while trying to pry the fingers of his old rival apart. Joint manipulation and the knee to the kidneys just for good measure. Overhand punch. Tries to close in for maybe, a power slam of some kind. How about that counter? STO as Paul Divine tried to come at him. And a shoulder claw at the hands of a big man like Xander Slate. That hurts. Do not think that it doesn't. Short arm clothesline. Xander Slate doesn't want to let Divine get going, because you do that and you can't stop him. Grabs the arm. Oh man, come on. How disrespectful can you get? Lateral press. Referee James in a position to count the one. No more than that. Tim LaFave looking worried because Xander Slate has been largely in control as far as the OG Dirty Heel, gouging at the eyes. Never one to be afraid of bending the rules in his favor. Divine does what he has to do to win too. Most time his incredible athletic ability itself is enough to get the job done, but I've seen Paul Divine's entire career. He's not above using those type of tactics. Look at this. Dragon Sleeper by the 5-time undisputed champion. Xander Slate, great counter. Slate well-versed in the submission game. Oh man, cravat driver. Goes into the cover, hook Slate looking right at Tim. And man, Xander Slate and Tim have a long, long history with one another. Tim LaFave first came to CMV. Xander Slate took him under his wing. They are far from friends. However, catchphrase by Paul Divine nearly gets the 3 count. Divine thought it would be enough. Not beating around the bush. Lining up his shot. We know what's coming next. But Xander Slate does too. Reversing the Divine intervention at the last second. And again, just trying to dig the eyes right out of their sockets. I mean, come on. Referee James, get in there. Xander Slate going for it now. I'm not too sure on that second turnbuckle. I think he's way too far off. Gonna try to make up for that with a bone-shattering, skull-cracking DDT. What's he thinking now? Wasted too much time. Paul Devine uses those precious few seconds back into the fight. Active the arm. Brings it around. Hammerlock. Elbow to the side of the head. That's one way to get out of that. Xander Slate, I believe, was starting to go for the clean slate discus lariat, but man, Paul Devine's reflexes not allowing that. What a DDT that only gets a 1 count. Bare elbow to the forehead. Goes for it again. Clean slate by the show to qualify for King of the Ring. 1, 2, 3, and he does. 2 years since their first encounter. Xander Slate puts down Japan's #1 export again and is the first qualifier for King of the Ring this year. Xander Slate entering his 3rd King of the Ring tournament, but wait a minute, he's not done. Paul Devine, as Chris Adams and Randy Orton keep Tim LaFave at bay, Xander Slate with a cherry on top. We still have one more King of the Ring qualifier a little bit later on, guys. Doug Thompson and Reese Matthews take their rivalry to the next level. Man, that might be the harshest clean slate discus lariat I've seen so far from Xander. Unfortunate for Paul Devine, but perhaps his blood brother, Timmy Boy, can make the comeback next week against Chris Adams. But up next, it is the cleaner, guys, Braxton Sutter. One-on-one with the catalyst, the spark plug of NGW, Dante Tatum. And this is a true David versus Goliath scenario here. Dante Tatum representing NGW inside of the cross-brand Elimination Chamber tomorrow night at Validation. We saw Walter Bollet, despite a valiant effort, take the dive at the hands of Matt Devious at the top of our show. Maybe Tatum can bring just a little bit of momentum home for NGW and himself, but I highly doubt it. I am a Dante Tatum fan. I love this kid, but does he stand a chance against Braxton Sutter, who's only ever been pinned one-on-one once? That was by Tim LaFave, the first ever Alpha World Champion, and Sutter has just been ripping fools apart, especially this past month. He beat Sam Valentine in under a minute last episode of Genesis, guys. And Sutter is the type of guy I feel is going to be right at home inside of the Devil's Domain tomorrow night. Dante Tatum went head-to-head with the returning Tyson Cage earlier this week on Monday Night Fusion, but was defeated. And I talked about it. I think the reason why was he took one too many chances flying high, going up the top rope springboards. And that's what Dante Tatum is all about. He loves that high risk, high reward. And that's what everybody's expecting from him tomorrow night at Validation inside of the chamber. Everybody's been talking about how Dante Tatum is going to jump off the top of a pod. But if he wants to win, guys, I don't know if that's the wisest strategy. I could be wrong. I mean, the last Elimination Chamber we had here in CMV, Chris Andrews went flying up the top of a pod to pin Rey Furioso and win the Alpha World title. I'm not saying that, you know, those calculated risks don't pay off, but most of the time they don't, and especially for Dante Tatum lately. Kevin Silva is the next one in line for an Alpha World Championship match. In fact, he gets it next week here on Genesis. Kevin Silva versus Pat LaFave for the Alpha World title, but the winner of the chamber gets a future world title match. What if it's Braxton Sutter, guys, versus Pat LaFave? Braxton Sutter, we've said, is the only, really the last ally of Pat's. The regime has come crumbling down. All Pat has left is his Alpha World title. But for Dante Tatum, man, his life is just shooting up. The spark plug of NGW, he captured the hearts of the fans always leaves 110% in the ring. And I expect nothing less from inside of the chamber tomorrow. That's if he makes it to the chamber tomorrow. Braxton Sutter could, man, tear this kid in two, and I would hate to see that. I'm not going to count out Tatum, though. We've seen smaller men topple giants before. We could see it again. The cleaner and the catalyst. Referee James rings the bell, and what is Tatum's strategy going to be here? I do not know. If I was in his shoes, which thank the Lord I'm not, I'd probably try to go after the knees of Braxton Sutter. He has that bad knee, and when you are a smaller competitor, it's a great strategy to chop your opponent down so that they can't use their superior size and weight. If you have them on the ground, you can just work on them from there. Braxton Sutter vertical suplex. You might think that knee of Braxton's is a downfall for him, but, well, he used it to his advantage with that devastating brainbuster of his. I don't know how it's legal, but he just drills the back of his opponent's head right down onto the metal of that brace. Enzu lariat to the back of the head, but Dante Tatum lying in wait with an elbow to the side of the jaw. Runs at him in the corner. Oh, swings out the legs. Kick to the chest of Braxton Sutter is sent retreating back into the squared circle. Tatum using his striking aptitude. I don't know if you want to start to throw hands with someone like Sutter, though. Flying he goes off the rope back into the center of the ring. Electric chair. This is not going to end well for Tatum, who reverses into a Hurricane Rana. Now that is what I'm talking about. Braxton Sutter taken down swiftly with the snapmare. Tatum using his quickness so far to evade Sutter, not letting Sutter bolt him down. Look at that. I mean, what leg strength. Sutter is 300 pounds, and Dante is using his legs to just flip him overhead. Drop kick to the lower back. Don't take your eyes off Tatum. Hurricane Rana to the top rope. Could he be looking for the 6-star frog splash? No. Corkscrew moonsault instead, and double knees to the gut is what he got for his troubles. Could have broken a rib. Now Tatum gets a taste of his own medicine, and I think Sutter's had enough. The elevated flatliner. That's what he beat Sam Valentine with in under a minute last episode of Genesis. It's not going to be enough for Tatum, though, and Sutter seems to be confused about that, but if that wasn't enough, surely this will be. The brainbuster down onto the knee, but no! Tatum reversed it, and now he's going for a sharpshooter. Braxton's legs alone are the size of Tatum's entire body. Sharpshooter countered the bad knee of Braxton targeted there. Now he's pissed off. And imagine a pissed off Braxton Sutter. I think he's going to do it. Perfect position. Going for the corkscrew moonsault again. He got it on the second time. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Oh, but just a 2 count. If Dante Tatum wins this match, man, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what, after the show is over, I'm going to go backstage and shake his hand, that's for sure. Back rotation, Hurricane Rana, and Tatum goes to his second home. High Rank District 6-star frog splash on the money. 1, 2, no. Dante Tatum's greatest move was not enough to dispatch of the cleaner. And now Braxton says, "You've had your fun, little man." Another one of those elevated flatliners where Braxton doesn't even hesitate. No pinfall attempt, right into Dante. Countered it again. Usually we call Braxton the finisher reversing machine. But Tatum has taken that moniker for himself tonight. I have never seen Braxton Sutter in such a compromising situation before. His back against the wall. Oh, he is letting it all out now. 300 pounds just right to the chest of Tatum with that cross body and a third. Elevated flatliner stalled. STO. Tatum. Can he steal it? One. Oh, just a one count. Digs the knee into the lower back. And Dante Tatum one more time goes up to the top rope. 6-star frog splash. 1, 2, go! Braxton Sutter kicked out again, but Dante Tatum says, "That's all right, bro, I got you." What's he looking for now? The fans are on their feet. What a performance by the Spark Plug. No! Oh my God! Dante Tatum caught mid-air and planted with that powerbomb. Sutter goes for a clothesline. But the rolling sunset flip powerbomb, that is vintage Dante Tatum. As quickly as he can, shoots the half. 1, 2. I mean, is it even possible, guys, for Braxton Sutter to be beaten here at the hands of Dante? He's tried everything. Third time's the charm. Elevated flatliner, and Dante gonna be sent home with a couple of stitches. Will he be sent home conscious, though? That's the question. Still, he's fighting even with blood pouring out of his forehead. Tatum has no quit in him. Snap DDT. And I haven't seen this in a long time. Dante Tatum says, "You want to play that game, big man? I did." Enziguri with Braxton doing his homework. Able to evade the Enziguri. Hurricane Rana. Listen to this crowd. Absolutely fired up for what has been an unforgettable match so far. Big man, little man. But don't let size fool you. Some of the greatest in CMV history have been even smaller than Dante. Look at Hayden, a 5-time world champion. And that's what Tatum wants to prove. It doesn't matter how small you are. It matters how big your heart is and how talented you are. And Dante Tatum is certainly talented. But so is Braxton Sutter. And you saw him right there. He said, "Get up if you dare." And now just no remorse. The cleaner doing just that, cleaning up. Dante, out of instinct, attempts to run at Sutter. Just gets nearly driven through the canvas with that spine buster. Will he finally hit it? He reversed it a third time, but Braxton reversed the reversal. Wrestling slam. 1, 2. That is 3 times in this match that Dante Tatum has countered the brain buster. Braxton is adamant. He is determined. 4th attempt, and it's reversed again. Yo, Tatum is drinking that Boone juice tonight, bruh. The sharpshooter again is applied. The injured knee of Sutter being worked. Talking about Tatum in this matchup, equally as impressed with Sutter. And a clothesline out of the ring. I think Sutter is 10 at this point to take a count-out victory, but Dante has until the count of 20 to make it back into the ring. Braxton Sutter saying, kiddo, you've had a great fight, but just stay out there. But Dante, as resilient as ever, refuses. Snap DDT. To the corner he goes. Dante Tatum with his finger on the trigger. Enziguri. The finishing reversals, I can't take it. Torture rack drop. I mean, that's 8 feet. Dante Tatum just got drilled with the brain buster down out of the knee and finally connects. 1, 2, 3. Braxton Sutter cleans up Dante Tatum. Wow. The Catalyst has absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. I expect this match to be no more than 2 minutes long. In fact, we got like a 10-plus minute instant classic. But at the end of the day, Sutter is the one standing tall. Braxton Sutter enters the elimination. Wait a minute, it's Matt Devious, the other Genesis representative, the international champion who earlier tonight knocked off Walter Bollé. What's Matt Devious doing? Looking to further send a message by attacking his own roster mate after Sutter just went through a grueling match. Sutter busted open with the rolling heel kick. And Matt Devious letting it be known that he is a one-man army. Aaron Sauer neckbreaker, but Braxton Sutter says, you chose the wrong one. Going for the brainbuster, maybe, but Devious catches him in the front headlock, and I think Devious might be realizing this was a mistake. The knee drop, oh man, right down onto the cut. Devious has the upper hand again. Willie Furlong, Irish whip into the corner. But here come officials, here comes security and separate these two, because I don't think either one of them has any plans of quitting. And Devious just mocking Braxton Sutter as security finally arrives on the scene to drag these two away. I mean, if that fight didn't get broken up right there, it might have been going on all night long. Neither man was backing down. Devious jumping the barricade, attempting to maybe even take out Braxton Sutter, limit his competition for tomorrow night inside the Elimination Chamber, but Braxton was having none of it. That seems like just the beginning of what is going to be a hard-hitting rivalry. But speaking of validation, guys, up next, it is tag champions versus tag champions from NGW Black Magic, who have been making the rounds this week. Earlier this week on Monday Night Fusion, they were part of an 8-man tag team match. Jared, Leon, and TJ Black partnering up with Leon's brother-in-law, Bloody Justice, and Bannon, and losing effort to the Control and Bastion. But Black Magic did pick up a win on NGW TV last night over the Wrecking Crew. Can they continue their momentum against Ortiz and Wolf before they are joined by Bastion in the Triangle Tag Team Ladder match in just 24 hours? Still to come, a King of the Ring qualifier. Doug Thompson takes on Reese Matthews. Tag team action as Mills will partner with the light heavyweight champion Jaquan Shea, battling Rob Cross and Angelo Babos. In our main event, team captains collide. Percy Simmons from Fusion making a stop as he hopes to take down the work ethic titan Bob Luger a peg. Undoubtedly, Harvey and his son Stefan, the Hastings, are watching this from home. I mean, they've already given themselves quite an edge after attacking the Rebellion brutally some weeks ago. Hence why Ortiz has that eye patch. I'd say Bastian already had the bigger chance of winning that ladder match, as both Harvey and Stefan are incredibly athletic, superiorly agile over not just Black Magic here, who are two sluggers through and through, but Ortiz and Wolf as well. They knew that Ortiz and Wolf were probably their bigger competition. That's why they launched that mugging. Black Magic really just seemed to come out of nowhere. They debuted and lost to Wrecking Crew, but that loss, it didn't keep them down for long. I don't know if they paid a visit to Zach Payne's training camp or what, but they have been unbeaten since, demolishing, running over the Misfits back at Fast Track to capture the gold, and now they represent their brand at the biggest show in CMV history. How will they fare in a ladder match, though? Talk about experience factor. I mean, Black Magic haven't been together very long, but I mean, the Rebellion, these two men here are former arch rivals. They used to hate each other. A strong bond has been formed these last few months, though, in waging war against Pat LaFave and his regime, and then picking up the World Tag Team titles in Tokyo, Japan a couple of months ago. Unstoppable since. I'd say this is a must-win situation for the Rebellion here, who have been in a slump the last few weeks. A loss to Click, and of course, both men losing their respective singles matches at Exodus. Josh Wolf to George King, and Reese Ortiz with the Outworld title on the line, and the triple threat Hell in a Cell. They need this momentum. Will they be able to get it, though, as Jared Leon starts things off against the one-eyed man in Reese Ortiz? And while Black Magic know that the lights are on bright, many, many eyes on them, showing their solidarity. I mean, Basti just have the advantage in conceivably every single way, because their father and son, their bond is more connected than anything. Jared Leon not wasting any time and utilizing his power. I don't know how that connected. Punch to the back of the head. Reverse DDT by the 4th annual Cyborg Invitational winner, a former Trios champion, and currently at one half of the World Tag Team Champions. Tag made to Josh Wolf, well attempted, but Jared Leon able to escape the corner. Jockey for control. Leon is most definitely 9 times out of 10 going to get the upper hand on Ortiz if it's power we're talking about. Short arm clothesline. Ortiz gets dragged by arm and leg. Bringing him towards the corner. I think wants to tag to TJ Black, and here comes the Unholy One. Takes a step back, lines up Reese Ortiz. Irish whip out of the ring. And TJ Black, almost as if to say, any ring I'm in is my ring. Trying to embarrass Ortiz on his own home turf. Jumping right over Jared Leon. He went for a senton, I think. About to pull that Jason Spade and get a tailbone injury. Fireman's carry overhead. Tries for a drop kick. Having to the count of 20 to get back into the ring. Knife edge chop. They're just beating the snot out of each other right now. Face first off the apron, and eye first as well. I don't know the extent of Reese Ortiz's eye injury. I know that it's pretty bad though, and it's definitely not going to be healed by tomorrow night. Hasn't seemed to have too much of an effect. I mean, Ortiz was going just as hard as he usually does. Last time we saw him in the tag match against Click. Oh, super kick and the spinning heel kick. TJ Black out like a light, like he just popped half his hand. 13 hours till he lands. And now the World Tag Team Champions are going to show why they are that with the G9, baby. TJ Black down for the count, but Ortiz stopped Jared Leon. Jared Leon stops himself, and it's going to be enough. Welcome to Genesis Black Magic. Josh Wolf having an easy night. Wrestlers don't get paid by the hour, baby. Here's what did it, the G9. And TJ Black takes the long nap as Jared Leon kind of failing miserably to make the save. Will it be the Rebellion that stands victorious in the Triangle Ladder match tomorrow night? And if you recall, the winning team, guys, of that ladder match will get to choose which brand they want to go to and challenge for the titles. So let's say Josh Whoop and Reese Ortiz win. They can go to NGW. They can challenge Black Magic for their belts if they want to. Vice versa, though. Into our tertiary main event for Genesis episode 154, guys. On the precipice of validation. Earlier tonight, Xander Slate qualified, was the first one to do so. This year's King of the Ring tournament beating Paul Devine. Now it's time to see who joins him as Doug Thompson takes on Reese Matthews. The first time these guys go on one-on-one, a building rivalry over the last month, costing each other matches, attacks. All comes to a head here. And with a lot on the line, certainly more than a personal grudge. Next week, we know that Chris Adams will go one-on-one with Tim LaFave, guys, in the King of the Ring qualifier, but also announced up next in our co-main event, it's going to be Jaquan Shea and Mills taking on Rob Cross and Angelo Babos. I've been told that the winning team in that tag match will go one-on-one next week in a King of the Ring qualifying match. So to come tonight, though, also on our main event, Percy Simmons and Bob Luger for the first time ever go one-on-one. Team captains collide. Doug Thompson calls himself the Chosen One. This is a man who spent the better part of the last 2.5 years on the shelf after an injury back when he was a part of the Intensity brand. Remember that? He was pile drived on the hood of a car at the hands of, well, actually, Chet Taylor. And he said himself when he returned to the top of this month, I've had to watch as all these undeserving people took the opportunities that should have been mine. And he went right to work by targeting the former world champion Reese Matthews. But he paid for it. Last episode of Genesis, Doug Thompson and Chevio picking up a win over the team of Mike Miles and Reese Matthews, giving him a bit of momentum for this one. Reese Matthews, in his long, illustrious career here in CMV, has never taken part in a King of the Ring tournament. And winning said King of the Ring tournament would get him back to where he wants to be as undisputed champion. Doug Thompson stands in his way. Reese Matthews telling Doug Thompson, you picked the wrong guy to mess with. I am a former undisputed champion. Is he also the next King of the Ring? Matthews with a very impressive match and victory over Chevio some weeks ago. I talked about it then. I think Reese Matthews will see in the resurgence of the total package. He's in phenomenal shape, and his in-ring ability is better than it has ever been. There we go, King of the Ring qualifying match. Who will join Xander Slade as a part of the 8? Doug Thompson. Former world champion. Uh-oh, they're getting into it even before the bell rings. Oh no! Referee James inadvertently taken out by Matthews. He was trying to go for that clothesline on Thompson, obviously. That's how much these two have disdain for each other. Now back into the corner. There's no referee to separate them, though. They have to go on their own. And, of course, Thompson's going to take the cheap shot while he has the chance. Swinging neck breaker. And there's the choke out. Thompson is doing everything in his power to bend the rules while referee James is down. Would have been disqualified possibly twice by now. Wait a minute. Reese Matthews going to the top rope to the outside. Oh, but Thompson moves out of the way, and Reese just drilled his knee down into basically concrete. Lucky he's got the knee pads on. Certainly probably took most of the blow. Hopefully there's no injury. I guess we'll find out. Following slam, though, by Thompson. Sweeps the leg and a soccer ball kick. Thompson with a trip of his own. Snapmare down into the seated position, and this is where Thompson's going to prefer to work. Thompson, from what I've seen, an excellent technician and a surprisingly great wrestler, too. That's why Reese is stuck here. Can't find a way out. Thompson lets go. He can't win the match from that position. Irish whip into the corner. That's referee James. I don't know what you're talking about. Forearm smash and then an Enzu lariat. Reese Matthews starting to build a head of steam. Thompson knows that he's got to shut that down. I wonder if there's any relation between Doug Thompson and Pierre Thompson. Probably not. General Manager at Castle Fame, Mediary Dave Turner, though, telling me that Pierre also going to have a King of the Ring qualifier in a couple of weeks. Taking him for a walk. Oh! Woo. Neck first into the top turnbuckle, and you know Reese is doing that for one reason only, to get the neck ready for the total package pile driver. Kick off to the knee. Doug Thompson says, gut first on that top rope. And you have to remember, guys, you've never been in a wrestling ring before. Those ropes, that's metal covered by a thick plastic. It doesn't feel good to get your ribs just dropped onto them. I mean, it hurts just to go off the ropes. There we go. And again, Doug Thompson knows how to use the ring as a weapon. Completely legal. Reese Matthews grabbed by his beautiful hair. Would you call that a man bun? I don't know if you would. I'm not too hip and up to date on hairstyle names. Oh! Such a wicked open palm slap to the chest and sends Thompson to the outside. The Reese is hot on his tail. Suicide dive, forearm smash. Reese back into the ring. I guess going to try to take this one by count out. Nope. Just wanted to break the count, I guess. It was only at 1. Back into the ring we go. Matthews to the top rope again, feeling froggy in this match. Elbow drop. Textbook execution. And there's the handspring. Cartwheel, Reese Matthews into the pin. 1, 2. Maybe if he didn't play around so much after hitting the elbow drop, that actually would have got him the win. What's this? Forearm smash. Forearm smash again. Ducks the clothesline. Thompson off the ropes into a spine buster. And you know what's coming now? The cheekiest of pelvic thrusts. Thompson hoping to find refuge in the corner, but I don't think he is. Reese coming at him with the boot. Thompson catches it, both hands. Throws him back, and I think I saw one of Reese's teeth go flying into the cheap seats there. Thompson continuing to go to the corner, probably looking for his reverse STO into the turnbuckle. Matthews trying for his sliding throat thrust meanwhile. That didn't pay off. Thompson as full of himself as anyone I've ever seen before. That's what he gets though. Tiger suplex into a bridge pin. Thompson rolling to the outside. Reese has got his number thus far. You gotta love Reese Matthews. Come on. Oh, into the corner of the announce table. The sharp edge just poking into the gut of Doug. The chosen one trying for a drop kick now. Overhand punch, counter for counter, drop kick. Puts the total package on his derriere. Heavy Irish whip. Reese Matthews saving himself from any sort of dastardly deeds on the apron. Going classic snake eyes. Reese Matthews turning around. It is not a pleasant sight that's awaiting him. Irish whip, back elbow. On the rebound, kick to the midsection. On one knee, DDT. And Reese looking to show Doug Thompson why he is a former Undisputed Champion. Total package, pile driver inbound. No, reversed into a short arm clothesline. And now it's Doug Thompson to the corner, slowly approaching. Reverse STO into the turnbuckle. And Reese Matthews, nobody's home. 1, 2. I did not expect that. I thought it was all over but the crying. And maybe I'm not wrong as Thompson looks for the stamp of approval. No! Reese Matthews goes for the stamp of approval. Both men reverse. Doug tries for it again, but Reese is quicker. Front headlock, simple but effective swinging neck breaker. Elbow drop, kip up. Matthews letting everybody know that he is still A-OK. He ain't tiring out anytime soon. Say what you will about Reese Matthews, he can go all night, maybe in more ways than one. That is classic Matthews, BFT. Knee strike to the face, discus clothesline. 1, 2, 3, and Reese Matthews is going to the King of the Ring tournament. The total package, baby. Shipping Doug Thompson off to the back of the line. As Matthews will join his former Click brother, Xander Slate, in the 6th annual King of the Ring tournament. What a match that was. Hard-fought win for Reese Matthews. Now all he's got to do is better 3 other men, and he'll be the king of the ring, and maybe once again, undisputed champion. But our co-main event up next, guys, has implications on the King of the Ring tournament as well. Talked about it during the last match. General Manager Castle favorite Meteor Dave Turner letting me know that the winning team of this match next week will go one-on-one in a qualifying match. Now, originally, this was supposed to be a handicap match. Mills requesting to take on Rob Cross and Angelo Babos by himself, but apparently a new alliance struck with light heavyweight champion Jaquan Shea, so he's been added to the mix now. Mills, who returned after a couple of month hiatus last week, just brutalizing Rob Cross after his win over Angelo Babos. So the question is, can the Global Phenom and the Outlaw coexist, trying to topple their common enemy and the Judo Giant? And now Jaquan Shea as well, who has a big night tomorrow at Validation on the pre-show. He's issued an open challenge to any Fusion superstar to challenge him for his light heavyweight title. Who will it be? Shea just looking for a bit of momentum tonight. Interesting dynamic we have here. I don't know what suddenly struck a friendship between Jaquan Shea and Mills just this past week on Twitter, exchanging compliments, and then Mills requesting that this match be changed into a tag team bout. Jaquan Shea, a former 2-time Anarchy champion, captured that light heavyweight title back at Exodus in a fatal 5-way ladder match. Recently retained over a game no fun martini, but has Shea dug himself a grave and issuing the open challenge for tomorrow night on the Validation pre-show. Who from Fusion will answer his call? Jaquan Shea loves competition, but maybe, just maybe, he jumped the gun on this occasion. Shea gonna stand side by side with the 7-foot, 400-pound judo giant Mills, who before his return last week where he stomped a hole in Rob Cross, hadn't been seen for some months. Look at the size of this man. Is he a man? This monster. I'd say Rob Cross and Angelo Babos hardly had a chance, but this is a handicap match. Is there any possibility of them coming out on top now? Not to discredit, Rob Cross, a former Fusion Tag Team Champion, former CMV Light Heavyweight Champion, and Babos, though he's yet to capture any gold, consistently putting on bangers. Both of them have been in ruts. Maybe the allure of a King of the Ring qualifier will be enough to give them that extra kick in the ass they need. I mean, Rob Cross is a tag team specialist. Jaquan Shea and Mills just met. Rob Cross, along with Chris Diamond, the Ballers Club, man, they dominated Fusion last season. Will the chemistry be there with Angelo Babos? We'll find out. Angelo Babos is a guy I've said time and time again, a bright future ahead of him. I mean, he's got everything. But for some reason, he's fallen into this ditch and he can't dig himself out of it. Came into CMV with a lot of fanfare, man. He was red hot, but he's taken up that Matsuda Tanaka mantle. And I want nothing more than to see the Outlaw succeed, and I really hope that he can do so tonight. Will he be able to coexist with a man who just defeated him, though, added to that losing streak on the last episode of Genesis? The two of them were tweeting at each other. They said, you know, we're not friends, but let's you and me work together to topple that big oaf. Here we go. Co-main event gets underway. A King of the Ring qualifier is on the line. Light heavyweight champion Jaquan Shea starts off against the former champion and Rob Cross. As referee James rings the bell, and Jaquan goes right after the knee with a check kick and a cutter in response. Irish whip off the ropes. Breaking the eyes, Rob Cross. Going dirty for a moment. Float over DDT. Into the corner, maybe wants an early tag to Angelo Babos for Jaquan Shea. Talk about how Rob Cross is a tag team specialist. Shea has been in a number of tag teams as well. Who can forget the Kip-Up Kings? I was a big fan. Shea is definitely arrogant. He's got an attitude, but I mean, he has a reason to. He's one of the most athletically gifted superstars, not just on Genesis, but all of CMV. He just launched Mills for that assisted Meteora. Luckily, Rob Cross knew where he was. Out of instinct, gets the hot tag. Here comes Angelo Babos, who has a history with Mills himself. These two competed alongside El Jefe. That was back at, I believe that was Death Wish, and a triple threat ladder match for the Money in the Bank briefcase, which El Jefe had won in record time to retain his contract. I think that was the last time we saw Mills, actually. Ooh, trying to steal it, Schoolboy. I think this might be one of the only ways Babos can win this match, and he almost does. Tag to Jaquan. This is a one-on-one match I wouldn't mind seeing. I'd pay for this. I mean, this doesn't have only King of the Ring. Oh! Mills had his back turned. He was taunting the fans, and Babos threw Shaquan into him. That thwack off the barricade, though. I was saying, anyway, this match doesn't just have King of the Ring implications. I mean, if Cross and Babos win, they could be at the top of the rankings for a shot at the light heavyweight title. That's if Shea is still champion after tomorrow night. Shaquan adding insult to injury with the press-ups. Now going old school with the brain buster. Hooks the leg, and will that do it? One. No, Rob Cross ain't gonna make it so easy. Oh. Moonsault mat slam. Mills getting treated like he ain't 7 foot 400 pounds in this match. Hurricane Rana by Shea. Rob Cross extending his hand for a tag. Babos can't make it though. Gets an opening. Snap Tiger suplex. The Outlaw choke slam onto the knee. Babos, I think, is the last person I would ever expect to do a choke slam, but I guess that sets Shaquan up. Gonna go for the kill shot. He tried to. Shaquan Shea getting lost in the woods there. Babos brings in the global phenom, Rob Cross, beloved by many across the world, a multiple-time champion. Shaquan Shea with his own variation of the float over DDT. Rob Cross taking it with a pinch of salt, back to his feet, trapped in the corner. Shaquan going for a body splash, gets sidestepped, and now these two just mean-mugging each other. And the Brainbuster again rears its ugly head. Well, Babos able to save Cross. Can Cross save himself? He can. Close call, but not going to be enough. Shaquan Shea gonna let Mills feed on the scraps. Rob might be down, but he's not out. Takes the arm, snaps it over the shoulder. Big man going down. Tiger suplex. I guess that would be Rob Cross and Angelo Babos' tag team name if they made it official. The Tiger Suplex Gang, the way they're throwing them out in this match. Mills with a clothesline. And another one. It ducks Cross's clothesline. Watch out, Shea leaping lariats. Changing it up a bit at the end. Dragged into the center of the ring, and oh, Mills, this is where he shines brightest. Deadlifting Cross, who's 200-something pounds, up off the mat. Military pressure just drops him like it ain't no thing. And now Mills isn't done. Deadlifting him up off the canvas, back suplex. Rob Cross being obliterated. Mills still isn't finished. What happened right there? Rob Cross doing anything he can to escape that possible torture rack. On Brett's rope. Check 1, 2. Sorry, batteries died. Vintage dashing. Apologies. Back into this anyhow. Oh my goodness. Rob Cross just with a sunset flip power bomb. See how he drags Mills back to his corner, making it harder for Shaquan Shea to try to break up that pin. But he does anyhow. Babos jumped off the apron. Uh-oh. Miscommunications on the part of Cross and Babos. I mean, we knew going into this they weren't going to be the most amazing tag team in the world. Mills trying to take on the A lot of them. Now everybody's down. Rob Cross going to be the first one to his feet. Mills still sleeping on the ropes. Oh, the BME! Best moonsault ever. Doesn't seem to faze Mills, at least not enough to knock him down for the 3 double tag. Babos barreling down on Shea with that wheel kick as he goes for another choke slam down onto the knee. Will the rut finally be over? The dry spell vanquished. Pump handle, I don't know what Babos may have been going for there, but whatever it was, Jaquan Shea having none of it, and now paying homage to his former tag team partner Jamari Williams with the Kiwi Crushers. That final kick finding its way to the back of Babos' head. 1, 2. Rob Cross, that was a close one. He stood there for a second. I thought he was going to let the pin happen. The Outlaw still not saying quit just yet. He rolls your brawn over his hip. What a knee to the face. Jaquan Shea gonna need some reconstruction surgery after this one. Powerbomb. Not the most impactful one I've ever seen. Ah, but look at that, Jaquan Shea. It wore him thin, and Babos able to get the tag. Now here comes the former light heavyweight champion on 100. Moonsault slam. Rob Cross hit that earlier. Jaquan showing him how it's done. The light heavyweight champion gets a kick to the side of the head that stuns him momentarily, and now Rob Cross going to take it home. Pile driver. Shea cracked open, leaking like a faucet, and that's not good news ahead of his title defense tomorrow night. Whoa! Planted. 1, 2. Oh, but Babos was still down, unable to prevent Mills from breaking up the pin there. Fast-paced tag team match this has been. Cross wipes the sweat from his eyes, and we know what he's going for here. The ripcord knee strike on the horizon. Jaquan Shea knew it too. He did his homework. He studied up. Doesn't stop him from eating that regal cutter, though. Rob Cross, just in the nick of time, halting Shea getting that tag to the judo giant. Looks like a modification of the sharpshooter being locked in. Jaquan Shea doesn't stick around in it for very long. However, the damage might be done. Holding his lower back and limping. Jaquan has got to get out of this match. Whoever's going to answer his open challenge tomorrow from Fusion is watching this right now, licking their lips, because Shea has got a couple of injuries on him, but whoa, the drive-by kick. That's how they do it in Jaquan Shea's neighborhood. Will that be the end? No, Rob Cross digging down deep to survive that one. Jaquan Shea says, no, mind you, I got something else for your ass. Another brain buster, perhaps not. Knee down onto the top of the head. And another bout of the chicken wing face buster. Jaquan Shea going to be eating his chicken wings through a straw, I think, from now on. 1, 2, 3, they did it! Rob Cross hitting the light heavyweight champion, and the losing streak is finally over. Cross and Babos put down Shea and Mills. Well, they're not going to be able to celebrate for too long, because next week they're going to be opponents again in a King of the Ring qualifier. Shea suffering his first loss since returning. I'll admit it. I didn't think they had a chance. I hardly thought they were going to win the handicap match. But here they are, and congratulations indeed. Hell of an upset. And here we are, my fine feathered friends, main event time. Percy Simmons one-on-one with Bob Luger. First time ever. And it is these two men that will lead their respective teams into battle tomorrow night at Validation. Team Fusion versus Team Genesis. But the captain's going to break off from their packs. You can see, nobody's going to be ringside. They agreed prior. No control, no click. We're going to see who the better man truly is. And again, guys, I cannot stress it enough. You got to be there tomorrow night, 24 hours, Sunday. The biggest pay-per-view in CMV history is what it's being called, and for good reason. All three brands, Fusion, NGW, and Genesis, battling for brand supremacy. One of those matches being the traditional Fusion versus Genesis 8-man elimination tag team match. Now, the past 2 years, Fusion has been the victor over Genesis. However, with NGW involved in the fray this year, will that be the same? Could NGW come out of left field and take it for themselves? Or maybe Genesis will finally get the edge over the flagship show. Not if this man has anything to say about it. Mr. CMV, the gold-blooded franchise and the longest reigning light heavyweight champion of all time. Ironclad Percy Simmons making his Genesis debut. I actually talked to him earlier tonight. I was surprised he was giving me the time of day. I said, hey, welcome to Genesis, Percy. Glad to have you. You know what he said to me? He said, this is my first and last night on Genesis. I'm just itching being in this arena. I'm only here to put Bob Luger down and show him who the man is, who the real work ethic titan is, and then I'm getting the hell out of this crap show. Rarely do we see Percy Simmons on his own anymore. It kind of feels awkward. He's always got Jamal Sedana and Cameron Cray flanking him, as he will tomorrow night, along with Anarchy champion Shay Hoxton, while Bob Luger will be side by side with his Click brothers, Chris Adams, Randy Morton, and Xander Slate. But Percy is in Bob Luger's home now. This is the house that Bob Luger built. Much like Walter Boy at the hands of Matt Devious earlier, much like Dr. Him at the hands of Braxton Sutter, much like Black Magic at the hands of the Rebellion, all invaders have fallen so far tonight. Will Percy be another? The Cardio Maniac, the third ever and two-time Alpha World Champion. The picture of perfection, Bob Luger. This is the type of match you tell your grandkids about. Main event of Genesis number 154. The go-home just 24 hours away from validation. Percy Simmons and Bob Luger for the first time ever one-on-one. Even though these guys wouldn't want to admit it, as Luger starts strong and maybe might be the shortest match in CMV history. No, only a 1 count after the pump handle driver. As much as these guys, I'm sure, don't want to admit it, they are very similar. Not just attitude-wise, but also in the ring, how they carry themselves and their ability. Percy Simmons going to be looking for the Wall Street crash. Bob Luger wants the Luger landing. Although that's not the only way these two guys can beat you. It's only a matter of time for Percy Simmons one day is world champion. But Bob Luger knows what it's like to be world champion. Ooh, nice. Waistlock lariat. Just about turning Percy Simmons inside out, guys. And a tweet here from Anarchy champion Shay Hoxton. He says, tomorrow night, we'll show everyone why Fusion is the A show and why Genesis is just a show. Only one team can walk out victorious, and it isn't Duke Nukem and the Happy Time Gang. Damn, savage. Ooh. Percy Simmons cleaning Luger's clock with that knee smash. I like how Shay Hoxton doesn't even bring up NGW. I feel like everybody really is counting out NGW. As Bob Luger goes for the very rare figure 4. Oh, no. Oh, he's going for the PTO. I don't think I've ever seen anyone lock this in CMV before. That's a figure 4 sharpshooter combined with I don't even know, like a surfboard stretch variation. Cravat neck breaker to come back. Dragged by arm and leg. Center, stomp to the knee. And now going after his hand, stomp to the lower back. Right to the face. And Bob Luger, he values his face. He's a handsome man, I'm not gonna lie. Joint manipulation by the longest reigning light heavyweight champion of all time, guys. And this is a man who's had a hell of a season. He put on that match of the year candidate with Jacob Ziegler for the world title at Retaliation. And now he's got an ironclad contract, meaning no matter what he does, what he says, he can't be fired. And, well, perfect evidence of that a few weeks ago when the Control brutally attacked general manager of Fusion, Yuri Sokolov, bullied him into giving Percy Simmons leadership of Team Fusion at Validation. It's not too different than what Luger did, though, and Click did to lead Team Genesis. They didn't attack Castlefave and Dave Turner, but, well, they certainly sweet-talked their way to the position. From the camel clutch, Percy Simmons laying down the hurt with those forearm smashes across the face. And it is all Mr. CMV right now, as he again looks to pick apart Luger limb by limb, little by little. Bending back the fingers while simultaneously wrenching the wrist, and the knee to the kidneys is really just unnecessary, but, well, that's Percy Simmons in one word: unnecessary. Everything he does is unnecessary. He's real extra. Percy Simmons is the most extra man I've ever met in my life. This fight now gonna go ringside. Gotta watch out for my Mountain Dew over here. These two getting rowdy. Things were very heated between them on the Luger Lounge a couple of weeks ago. There is no love lost between Percy Simmons and Bob Luger, as Luger slides back into the ring, says, come on, Percy, this is my rank, baby. Get in if you want to, but Percy will take the cheap shot first. Bob Luger asleep on his feet. Percy maybe suffering from a concussion. Swinging wildly, but not connecting. There's a nice face buster. 1, 2... out of the pump handle, guys, and Luger was just nearly beaten on his own show. And he still might be yet, as Percy Simmons looking for the wall. Street crash. Busted wide open. Middle of the ring. Uno. Dos. But if you think that's going to be enough to beat Bob Luger, then you don't know Bob Luger, the 2-time Alpha World Champion, one of the most resilient men in CMV history. No matter how you feel about him personally, I certainly don't like the guy. I don't appreciate his attitude, but man, when he's in that ring, he's something else. And Percy Simmons going to be taking from Wall Street to Suplex City. Not just one, not just two, but 3 German suplexes in a row. And Percy grasping at the back of his neck. That is never a good sign. Nothing worse than a neck injury, except maybe a back injury. In the rest of the world, Percy Simmons hitting Bob Luger with one of his own patented maneuvers, the wheel kick. Side of headlock, Simmons not against showing off a little bit. And that headstand, yeah, Luger's got to do something, and he's got to do something quick, because this has largely been all Simmons, who now tries to use those dirty heel tactics, but Luger knows them too well. The added pressure, not enough to keep down the cardio maniac. Yo, Percy Simmons just straight up Matrix Bob Luger, who is donning the proverbial crimson mask now. He is gushing red. Heavy Irish whip into the corner, sternum first into the turnbuckle, but that doesn't deter Luger. German suplex. He can barely stand. There's a reason why he is the work ethic titan, though, and don't you forget it. Oh, maybe trying to take a page out of Percy's book. No, pump handle driver, the way he started the match, hoping to end it. Stomp to the bicep, grabbed by the head. Percy Simmons says, I don't need your help, though. Short arm shoulder block, and you can hear the boos raining down from these fans. Wait a minute. What the hell was that? 1, 2, 3. I'll tell you what it was. The end of this match. Percy Simmons came, he saw, and he conquered on Bob Luger's home turf. I don't even know what to call Percy Simmons just beating Bob Luger with the 2008 after Luger had survived a Wall Street crash. But man, Luger never really even started to get going in this match. I wouldn't say it was one-sided, but Percy Simmons outclassing Luger in honestly every sense. Well, Percy Simmons enjoy that win tomorrow night. It's gonna, wait a minute, the Moo Man, another member of Click, Randy Orton coming down to avenge his brother. Click are not gonna let Percy Simmons roll up into their house and do something like that, disrespect them. And Control are not here, guys. Percy Simmons left the Control at the hotel because he and Luger agreed that they would not bring out their respective partners. But Percy Simmons defending himself against this attack. Randy Orton maybe made a mistake. Percy Simmons about to lay out all of Click. Oh my God, he's gonna make him tap. Modified crossface, Orton taps. Percy Simmons. He's still not done though. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, but Borton says you made a mistake there. Bob Luger was not enough. Percy Simmons gonna end Genesis standing tall still as security again swarms the ring to pull these men apart before an all-out war ensues. That's for tomorrow night at Validation.